We're going to make our letter tags or letter keychains. We're going to start by clicking on the Create tag, and then we're going to choose Shaper. And we're using text, so tap the T for text. You want to make sure that you're using the Arial Bold font, so choose Arial Bold. It's important that you use a bold font and that all the parts of your letter be attached. Anything that isn't attached will fall off. That would need a base, or we need to choose a different font. So I'm just going to go with the letter G. Now, we want to get our resize, so we have resize and move and rotate, remember? And then this one over here has a bunch of like copy we use and delete. But we're going to go to resize. You want your resize to have 4 arrows. What? So you need to do this. 4 arrows means fixed resize. If I pull here, it's going to make all of the sizes grow equal amounts. If I do free resize, and I'm going to undo that. Free resize means I can just change the size in one way. And I don't want to do that either. So we want to start in fixed resize, 4 arrows. Tap your fixed resize. For the Y, you're up and down. See the green goes up and down? Tap. We're going to use 50 or 60. I haven't printed my sample yet, but I'm thinking we're going to need to go with 60, but we'll see. I'll let you know in class if it's not 60. Now, it instantly grows everything, but we don't want our Z to be that tall. Z, I'm going to rotate this, is the up and down. So we're going to click to free resize and make our Z be 3 millimeters. So set your size, get your letter, set your size, and then you will come back. You want to set your Y and your Z, and remember to change your free and fixed when necessary. Now we need to move it. That's our very next step. And here I could pop right over to move, but let's come back out and just look. Part of our letter is underneath. So we want to do a few things. First, we're going to click on it and tap the move. And just make your Z, which again is the up and down, or the 0. That means it's flat on the surface. And then tap the arrow down here to move it down so you have space to put your ring. Okay. So get your letter and the move 0 and move down so you're ready for your ring, then come back for your next set of directions. Anytime we need to get out of the tools, you can just tap back on the button or just click back on your workspace. We need to add our ring. So I'm going to tap. I'm going to make it a different color so it's easy to see. The first thing I want to do is make sure the width or the height, how tall it is not taller than our letter. So our letter we made 3. So the Z for this, and I'm going to put it to free, you want to make it 0. Oh, not 0, sorry. I make it 2.8. 0 is where we want to place it. 2.8. So, and then press return. You don't want it to be taller than your letter or it will stick out. Then I'm going to use my move. And free moving, when you grab and just move, is not always the best. Sometimes using the move tools helps you move more precisely. So I free moved it kind of where I wanted, but now I'm going to use this to move it down. And, whoop, I went too far, which we actually don't want to use the move tool for that at all. So I'm going to back it up Once you get it to where you want it floating over your letter, here's what you want to do. Tap here, make the Z, which is up and down, 0. And it will be flat on the work surface. So you can flip it under and see it's just perfect. So, go add your ring, and then come back. Okay. If you've made sure that your letter and your ring are all set and ready to go, the very first time you want to click finish. Ooh, that's loud. You're going to name it with the letter. So mine will be G and a space and the word tag. And you're going to click done. That's one version of your tag. It is plain, just the letter. In fact, if you go into your My Designs, you'll see it's right there. I'm going to click back. To make the next version of your tag, you're not going to click the pencil and edit. That will just change your G tag. We're going to keep the G tag, so we keep a plain one. We're going to click copy right here. Now you can add some decorations if you like. You'll probably find some good decorations in World Peace. You might want to use some letters. The flat shapes are super helpful. And you have tokens if you need to buy something. But let's say I want to add a fun shape. So you're not making this for you. You're making this for other people. If you're making it for you, put whatever you want. But you're most likely making this for other people. And for other people, we want to keep it kind of generic. So I could put fun shapes like stars or hearts, or maybe if I want something for like a gamer. And I also want to keep it simple. So maybe I'll add a few hearts. And I'm going to shrink them. What? I want to fixed resize all 4. Make it small enough. I'm going to move it over so I can make sure it's small enough. All right, so that will fit on my G. Now, I'm going to switch to the free resize because that's too thin. You need that to be at least 3 millimeters. In fact, I've learned 4 is better. 4 is better for me, and here's why. I like it to be squished in. So, some of it is sticking in, but it's also tall enough on the top. If you're just resting it on top, we go with 3 millimeters. You also want to make sure it's not sticking out of the bottom, or we shouldn't never see things sticking over the edge. So one part of finishing is checking underneath your space. You see things hanging off the edge or sticking out, you have to fix it. But I'm going to move it down. Whoop, I'm going to put it back where it was. Now, if you get one decoration shaped, size, put perfectly, if you want to use the same shape again, use that copy tool and then move it to where you want. So, I don't know where I'm going to put my hearts, but you get the idea. Maybe I want a few hearts on here. And then I'm going to do it again. And then a few hearts. Maybe move it down. So maybe I want to put some hearts on my G. Maybe I want to put some flowers or some peace symbols. You get the idea. When you're all done decorating, do a double check. Everything's thick enough. Needs to be thick enough for us to see it. Everything's securely attached and nothing sticking out or hanging over. But when it's all done, I'll click finish. And this time I'll name it G Heart and tag. Needs to always have the letter at the beginning, needs to always have tag in the name, but I need it to be different than just G tag. It could be G tag 2 or G tag H. Don't do GH, but no, don't just do H. But you get the idea, different name. So when I click done, now I have, not the gallery, My Designs. I have 2. If I want to make another one, so you can see here I made 3 A tags. I go back to the blank G tag, copy it and go from there. You can make as many as you want, starting with that blank one.